Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down tonight. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Hello everyone and welcome to the stream of Pirates Voice series. Today it's the special stream because I meet a quite special guest here. So the developer of the game, Highway. Well, hello Highway, welcome to the stream.
Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's actually the first time we're doing this kind of stream and QA, and yeah, we are all quite nervous, so bear with us.
Yeah.
With us. English is not our native language, so we try to go on the best way and communicating with you guys, and yeah, hopefully you will enjoy the stream. And yeah, I will try to give a greetings in the language I can speak. So yeah, in English I already did that. So let's go for Portuguese. Boa tarde a todos os piratas. In German, schönen Abend euch alle zusammen. Und ich hoffe, ihr habt Spaß beim Stream. And in Spanish, I will try that. Buenas tardes todos los piratas.
In Polish I can say witajcie wszyscy na tym streamie. Dzisiaj gościmy Highwaya. Zapraszam do oglądania.
Great. So we have already introduced a few people in English, and not in English, in several languages.
Yeah. Almost most of the languages were spoken here that pirates speak, so yeah, that's okay. Okay, so some words about the staff. So the people that are working on Pirate Galaxy.
Yeah, I can talk about a little bit about Split Screen. What we are as a team. We are a pretty small team, only 6 people working at Split Screen Studios, and we are sitting in a small office that is already around 70 square meters big, and it's in a regular apartment block. It's not an usual office building you would say. It's just yeah.
So you don't really work in the office like most of companies do.
No, actually, it is an office, but it's actually a flat. So it has even a shower and stuff like that. So
So
Yes,
are you doing showers after such complicated work there?
Actually not, because we are using it as a storage room, putting stuff in there,
Whoa.
because we don't have it connected to use the shower.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's a pretty small yeah, apartment office flat, but it has a nice wooden floor, so it's a quite nice working place.
Okay, and what about people there?
Yeah, we have 6 people, and let me go through what team we have. So we have, I will use the names from the forum, and you will know that by the names of the forum. So we have Alevix, or Alex. It's hard to pronounce it. It's ALEWX.
Ali WX.
Yeah, ALEWX. Yeah, let's try. Yeah, he's doing the game design, so he's mostly working on the story, writing the concepts for the game updates, and balancing calculations that all worked together. And he's doing the scripting of the missions and of the AI of the units. He also has some bit of programming knowledge, sometimes also changing some stuff in the source code, especially on formulas for the game balancing. And then we have Narokaz in the team. He's also now in the writing at Split Screen Studios in the chat, and he's doing the work on writing texts. And yeah, usually he has the best knowledge of writing text in English and German, and he's also writing the news. You have noticed that, posting the change logs, doing the translations from the English he writes and then to German, and also managing the translators we have, layouting the user interfaces, creating 2D teasers for the forum or for Facebook, doing testing, but testing is everyone in the team does it, but he's the one that finds the bugs. He has the hand for finding bugs. Even when we say, well, okay, everything's working, then he will find it before we put it out on the test server. He's also doing support. And then we have Faye. You know her from the forum as well. She's the head of community management. She organizes the team of game masters and testers. So they are organized and kept together. Managing the forum structure. She has a lot of work to do with the team.
So she basically has fun with players.
Yes. Yeah, it's a difficult position actually, because you also get the people that are not so happy with the game, and or not happy with other players, and it's everything that goes to her, and because she's also in the support.
Do we have Faye on the chat? Maybe we have Faye on the chat.
I don't know that. It could be. I don't know who else will join in the chat, but we will see it during the stream. And
yeah, that's true.
See that. And we have Faye also does the events and preparation of the events, and that we have in the game, the seasonal events. So there's the whole team is not just doing one thing, because we are pretty small. We have a lot of elements where we work together on. So it's a different. I don't know how to say it in English. And in Germany we say über den Tellerrand gucken.
Sorry, I don't really know the German language, so I can help you here. But
I try to. I think I have explained around it, so people will understand. So we work very closely together on the things. Then we have our youngest in the team that joined it's already a few years ago. Yeah, it's Gruni. You've probably seen him already in the forum. Also changing his image with the parrot on his shoulder.
That was quite funny when I saw that on the forums. Yeah. For sure he has fun in his job.
Yeah, absolutely. He's our game programmer and also does web programming and has a good knowledge about databases and also writes a few tools that are useful for us to analyze things. And we have Flo also. You probably don't have so much written seen by him because he's usually in the background. Some testers know him or game masters because he's posting in the back side of the forum that is not open for everyone. And he's doing the business and office management. He's practically my right hand. And also the data analyst. So he is perfect on checking out the statistics of the game and see where we have problems, especially on conquest stuff, for example.
I just wanted to say that probably the next question I will ask you, that I prepared here on my site. Then I guess that was the job of Flo, if you say it like that.
Correctly, he prepared also something, prepared the data, prepared the slides. They look quite nice, and then you will see how something like that will look like. He also does accounting. He also helps with calculations for game balancing because he's pretty good at mathematics. And he's also in the support, doing payment support and stuff like that. Okay. My English is not good enough. And I'm the last one on the list. Highway. You know me also from the forums. And I also do game and a little bit web programming, but web programming is not my huge part. Not very good at it.
Yeah.
I do 2D and 3D arts. So most of the planets from Pirate Galaxy, for example, come from me. And especially the terrain work and asset placements and stuff like that. But I also managing the outsourcing of art because we have also external freelance artists that worked on split screen studios before, but they moved to be a freelance artist, and they're still doing stuff, also especially for Tau Ceti right now, and making new ships, the Raven ships. And
my ships.
And also working as a tech artist, like setting up the interface between the programming and the graphics, stuff like that. But that's something I did in the early beginnings. That's not so much needed anymore, but still a few shaders stuff. Right now I have some stuff I need to fix in the shaders, that the fog doesn't look correct when the camera is rotated. Some stuff, some surprise stuff I'm working on for Tau Ceti, but I will not tell what it is. You will see it when the official teaser is out, and someone will be quite surprised to see it. Let's see. And I also do project and team management, but for everyone in the team, they have a lot of things that they do, and you always a balancing act to focus on what things you need to do. So, for example, now I'm mostly working on art on Tau Ceti, doing not much programming. So that is all on Gruni. He's doing the main programming, and everything shifts depending on what is the priority right now. And that's something that a small team needs to be able to do. So to be pretty agile and adapt to the current workflow. Yeah, that's a good overview how small we are. But I want to also don't forget the volunteers we have. So that's a big part in supporting us. So we have game masters. You know them from your server, and they help the community. They communicate with the community and the forums as well as in-game, and they are really helping us to keep the community not the community, the communication flowing between the developers and the community as well. So they are in between. They're really helpful for us. And we also have a tester team with dedicated testers. Oh, yeah, I forgot the number. We have 31 game masters. That's quite a lot.
Wow, that's much.
Many
That's
will
very
not see many of the game masters because no, it's quite a wrong number. 25. We have 25 game masters. So sorry.
Still,
wrong
that's
number.
still a lot.
Yeah, as they are on certain servers only and certain language regions, you don't have the you don't know every game master, but in total we have 25 game masters, and we have also a very great team of dedicated testers that can test early on the changes, especially now Tau Ceti on the PTR, and providing feedback to improve the updates, and that's very helpful. Currently, we have 7 dedicated testers, but a large amount of game masters are as well part of this tester team and helping out.
Are you recruiting for that position?
Yeah. I think there's a forum post somewhere, and we are always searching for good testers and that help us out on developing the updates, because especially the missions right now in Tau Ceti are quite complex. And you need to iterate on them. You play them, and change a few things, and then play them again. And there's a bug, then you cannot proceed. It's quite a workload. It's not just fun. So that's something you need to remember. But you're very close to the developer. You can provide your feedback very close to the developers. Have discussions within the team. It's really great, really, really great to work with the guys. I'm really happy with them. And we have also external translators. So some GMs and testers are even doing the translations, and but also other volunteers, and they are managed by Narocard. And they're also very helpful to get you translations to the language you are playing on, Pirate Galaxy. Yeah, last but not least, we have another thing. We have the community. The community is also a very important part for us. So that's the active forum members that are contributing with feedback on the forums. Then there are community members that are making tools for the community. That's really great. So they are doing it out of their own to make it easier for other players to play the game. And there are a lot of ones that are making artworks, doing videos like Eredin did, and also did the new trailer. We're really enjoying this, and it also helps to get the word around about the game.
Yeah. We greet Dartank here. I guess he is on the chat.
Yeah, that's true. There's Darktech in the chat. Thanks for the trailer. And certainly as well, the bug reports. We get people that write us bug reports, and it really helps to find the issues if they are written good in a good way to be able to reproduce them. So that's all the elements that come together that support us, because we are a pretty small team, and if we would do that everything ourselves, it even would take longer to develop the game updates. Yeah, that's. I think.
I think we you made a quite good introduction for your team and for your insiders, and not only because here the community is the one. Basically, people say that community is the heart of the game, because not only insiders are working the games, but the heart of the game must still be intact. Like we have right now 134 people, and I really thank you for that. Because you are making this game alive. That's good.
I can really agree on that. That makes the game healthy. If there's a good community that enjoy playing it, enjoy helping others, it's really helpful to make the game alive. Without the community, the game is not alive.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we can go, I guess, for the next topic for this stream. But no, everyone is asking where is Tau Ceti Part 4. No. It's not right now. For now, we are going for the Conquest Rework topic. I hope you are hyped for rest of the stream and the main topic for it. But let's firstly go for the topic that was quite a hot one in the previous year, because as far as I remember, the Conquest Rework PTR servers, so the first public tests, soon will have their first anniversary. So that's good to bring some data for it.
Yeah, actually, we have deployed the new Conquest system on March this year. So yeah, next year in March we will have 1 year that it is live. But even after the release, we changed a lot of stuff. I think in September was it that we changed the gameplay of it even more based on feedback we got. Yeah, I think now we come to the part where I mentioned already when I'm going through Flo, that he's good with math and preparing data. So I can show you some slides, some numbers since the release. So you can switch to my screen. I don't know if you are on it.
You are already on it.
Already on it. Okay, great. So yeah, let's go. That's Conquest statistics. He prepared the slides. We actually thought showing live graphs we have, but it was getting pretty complicated. Okay. I think you
Did I hear some guests on the
I
side?
have a guest here. Yeah. Let's switch over it here. That's my cat. Hey, Motte. Yeah. What do you want? I think she was on the toilet and wants to get clean with my hand.
Yeah, tell the cat some good words on the chat, please. He's looking very good.
Are you happy? She confirmed.
Yes. Yeah, she is very happy of that we are doing the stream.
Okay, let's get back to topic. Let's go back to
Yeah.
statistics. Yeah, we have some absolute numbers for you since we released the Conquest in March. Let's start with it. So, sorry for the mic tab here. You see, we have total registrations. That's all the clans, also duplicate ones, the total amount of registrations that have been done on the Conquest. That's 5,300. And the total amount of invested tickets, 16,000, around 16,000. The total amount of players that have enlisted during the enlist phase of Conquest, almost 2,000. And how many Conquest fights have been played? So almost 1,000 Conquest fights since March 2021. So,
it's not a full year. Someone says that it's almost 1,000 in a year, but we don't. I think you don't include the Conquest from the PTR server, but I said that Conquest Rework started the tests 1 year ago, but no, not the Conquest Rework itself.
yeah, that's just the data from the live servers since we have deployed the version. The numbers are actually from last week, so it's not up to date. Fights are probably already over 1,000, and other values are a bit higher, but it doesn't matter. So you see at least the total number since we have deployed the update. We plan to do a comparison between the old system and the new, but we don't have enough data for the old, so it was not comparable at all. So we're just soon showing you the new numbers. Yeah, let's go to the next slide. There you can see how many clans have been active in total. So we have 110 different clans playing in Conquest. So they had at least registered once in the Conquest to be counted as active. No, they have, at least have, registered. Registered. Then we have the amount of ore collected, the sum of ores at the end of the match.
Yeah, now imagine 200,000 ores collected in one conquest. Well, how much cryonite that would be?
You will see that the next one is the earned
Oh yeah,
cryonite.
that's it. Yeah, cryonite earned. Yeah, I didn't see
It's-
that.
It's 1.6 billion of cryonite totally given out to players in the new conquest system, just by the conquest system.
Wow, that's much.
It's quite a lot. We will come later to
Yeah.
that on the last slide. So you will see how that even can raise when the players make larger combats. Yeah, we have another one here in the end. It's the amount of kills. So it's a lot. Ships were destroyed during the conquest, 70,000.
That's 77,000 pots on the conquest.
Yep. Quite a lot.
Half of them are Hecates for sure. Yeah.
I think he has moderator rights. He will kick you
Yeah.
off the stream.
Oh,
You watch out.
okay. I will shut up then.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we have this one. This one is the interesting slide. It's shows also the things we want to improve. So we will see the first one is active clans. So we have only 14% of the active clans in the game have participating on conquest. That's not much. So we count active clans by clans using their clan fund and spending cryonite, donating cryonite, donating gravitons to count them as active. So because we have a lot of clans that are inactive and not played, but yeah, the ones that are active, just 14% are playing conquest. So it's a bit sad because we put a lot of effort to creating this conquest system. It took almost over a year to develop, and everything was built from
And
scratch.
many tests as well.
And yeah, the testing, and we really like the concept and really hope that the people enjoy the new conquest so much that they start to playing it more. But probably, yeah, it's difficult because it's a PvP element in the game, and not everyone is used to play in PvP. But the gameplay offers a lot of different gameplay styles if the matches get bigger. And then we come directly to the next problem. We have the average team size. All the averages here are per team. It's not total team, it's per team. So you will see that the average team size is very close to the minimum. 6.7 is the average team size. So it's mostly
That's
around,
very low, I think.
very low. So we mostly have 5 versus 5 players, and that's very low. We wanted to have this dynamic system that you can play with a low amount of players, but it will rise dynamically, but still fair. So you have the same amount of players. So the whole enlist phase, we took a lot of effort into that we can keep this balance. But the problem here, that's at least some feedback we got, is that you are better at playing conquest with a small elite of players. You can manage your team better, and you certainly get a better chance to winning. And even when the rewards get a lot higher if you bring a larger team to the match. But we come to that later. So that's a problem we want to improve. We tested it on Gaia, or since November 2nd or 3rd November.
Yeah, that was quite interesting that you put there the minimum size of 10, as far as I could at least translate the Spanish translation from Fission. And hello Fission there, I saw you on the chat. Yeah, he has made some news there that I wasn't expecting that you will do that only for one server. I didn't think that it's even possible.
Yeah, but due to the Conquest update, we introduced a feature that we can change certain elements just for one server. We use that on the PTR to change settings on the fly, and yeah, now we can use that as well to just test a few things on a single server. And Gaia is the server with the most activity on Conquest, so it was the best to test this on, because we also get feedback from Gaia players that we probably should raise this minimum team size. We will come we have a special slide for Gaia for that change, and then you can compare a few things from this slide to the other one. So everything goes side by side, like when the average team size is pretty low, the average kills per team is also pretty low, and the average Cryonite reward each team gets is also on the low side. So,
but yeah, this graph is quite set in case of active clans and average team size, and yeah, that's pretty. I must say it needs improvement.
Yeah, that's are the points we are looking at to improve it further, to raise the interest also in Conquest. But I think, yeah, some things in the presentation can be improved, especially the reward system. I think it's not so clear what kind of rewards you get depending on the team size, and yeah, but that's the data that shows directly that we can do more on that front, hopefully, to improve the gameplay. And it's also more fun if you have more players in the team. It's more enjoyable to play Conquest because it's not so predictable and you have more to play around. Strategy is more involved. Yeah, I think some Gaia players could certainly, when they are looking at or watching the stream, they can post it in the chat how the change felt for them with the larger teams. And yeah, let's go over to the change on the Gaia slide. So remember
one second, Highway. Something for community if you want to ask the question, because I don't know if you read this rules of thumb, because I saw a lot of questions but without the tag. So please, if you want to ask Highway or me the question, please use the hashtag #AskHighway so that I will be able to save that question and we will answer that in the specific time. Or listen to the moderators of the chat, because they will repeat about that. They will talk about that on the chat, so they will be able as well to provide the questions that we maybe miss. Okay, sorry for that.
No, everything is good. Yeah, now we can go back to the next slide, to the Gaia slide. But remember this value, average Cryonite reward, is around 250,000 Cryonite average per team. And let's go for the next slide. That are the average values since we changed the team size minimum from 5 to 10. And that started from November the 3rd or 2nd. I don't remember exactly what day it was. And you can see for sure the average team size goes up because you cannot go below 10 anymore. So,
but it's comma free, so the matches happened with more than 10 people. Yeah,
we get also reports that some matches are now getting bigger, and we see it also in the data. We hope that this will be a trend to raise up the team sizes, because it might be that they noticed how much more reward they get, because it's not a linear curve, it's an exponential curve, and I will show you after this slide. So let's go in and see directly the relation when the team size gets raised. So we have average team size from 10.3, and yeah, this is the new data. It's you see that you have now the ability to fly conquest ships, and for sure you have now the ability to destroy conquest ships. So you have 1.7 conquest ships are destroyed average per match. You see that the average kills per match also raised up. If we go back to the other slide, I think it was 39, so it's 10 more kills. But if you check out the average Cryonite reward, remember the last value we had here?
It was around 300,000, something like this. Yeah. A little bit below that.
Yeah, oops, I hit my mic again. It's around 250,000. So you see we have now 1.6 million. That is an average reward per team. Each team gets that reward on average.
That's a significant increase. But yeah, as you said, it's an exponential curve, so that had to increase.
And that's we'll be showing on the last slide. It's the reward conquest curve. So let me explain it through. So on the y-axis, it's the Cryonite amount you can get. So you can see on peak when you go here, you can get around 12 million Cryonite per team. That's your team. And below you have the active players per team. So it's active players if you play like a match 25 versus 25, but in the end of the match there are only 20 people active, you come to this section here on calculation. So we have both extremes here on the graph. We have the 100% share. That's when a team has totally dominated the match and have collected 100% of the ores that are spawned during the conquest match. And we have the team that lost everything and didn't even collect one single ore. That's the red line. So you can see that that's the usual section here when we play 5 versus 5. So it's really the bottom end.
That's almost when you compare 100% ore share and 0% ore share on this it's quite close to each other on the 5 versus 5. So that like you did even play the conquest with 100% share. That's wild.
And then you see that when we have raised it on conquest, the minimum size now on Gaia, and they can only play 10 versus 10, and then you are this section here. So I think you can see my mouse. I don't know that. I'm just moving my mouse around it. I hope it can be seen on the stream.
Yeah, it's seen. It's well seen.
Then. That's great. I can show it. Yeah, they're actually here now. So you see there, it's quite a lot. It's actually doubled because it's when it would be linear because we have more players. It's doubled, but it's a curve, so it's a little bit more. But the curve raises and raises and goes up a little bit exponentially. And even if you look at the extreme, if you have a match with 25 versus 25, you can see that the winning team, even when it's dominating the other team, the losing team still gets over 2 million Cryonite just for losing.
Well, that's still much. Yeah, that's still much.
So even from in the old conquest system, the loser didn't get anything. In this system, we try to balance it that losing, it's not such a huge issue. It's
so dismotivating. Yeah, it's not dismotivating anymore.
Yeah, it is sure. It is not so motivating.
Motivating, yeah.
To lose a match, you never like to lose, but the fun should be on focus. So if you have still fun and you have enjoyed the fight, even when you have dominated, okay, it's extreme case. But usually the matches are not so crazy like on this graphs.
Well, to be honest, I think that if we have more people on the conquest, then the matches should become more equal.
Yeah, that's something we could see on the change on Gaia, that the winning and losing team share got closer together, and it helps to that not one single person is so relevant in a match. The more people you have, you can spread it out more. So when one player got shot down, it's not so extremely turning the tide to the other team. So you can even have roles. Then when you have players that don't enjoy direct combat in PvP, they just can fly around and try to collect ores and then flee and hide, and they can use different tactics to play it efficiently, and it's also more enjoyable, a large match.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't understand people that think that Conquest is always only for PvP people, because PvE people have a lot to do here, like collecting ores, like running, like hide and seek or other stuff, and sometimes they can just blast sometimes, and I think it's fun, even for PvE player, so I don't get why people don't get just concentrate on this Conquest, because this is better fun. That's the primo, and secondo, that they can gain more Cryonite by that.
Yeah, but that's the problem when the players just making small matches, 5 versus 5, then you cannot have these PvE rules just for collecting ores, because you need to fight. You cannot do that on a small match. But when you have a lot of players in a team, you have more flexibility to play different roles and styles and support your team. You don't even need to confront them in battle, because you are not so good at direct combat, but you're good in avoiding fights, collecting and fleeing and supporting. There are a lot of options, but it does not work if you have a so small team limit, or you just do not bring enough people for the conquest match. So we hope that we can adjust a few things to get the interest to make bigger teams higher, and then it starts to get more enjoyable for the players.
Well, maybe the Cryo Nights isn't that exclusive enough for people to come.
Yeah, that's also something we discussed internally with also with the testers and GMs, and we might need to put some stuff in that will even have a larger incentive to participate. Probably some exclusives and that you can only obtain through Conquest, but it's not final yet. What we will do is all still in a design phase, throwing things back and forth. It's nothing that is carved in stone. And
but that's a big point. You know, that's a big point already.
Yeah, certainly that's something that will help, but it also takes some time to develop, depending on what it is. Adjusting a few things on the current system, that it's easier to do, like we did it on Gaia, to see how that will affect it. And yeah, we still will look at the data we get and try to improve on the things, because we don't want to leave the Conquest system like it is now, because we put in a lot of effort, and yeah, the players should have fun playing it, and that was the main focus of it. Also to make it fair.
Well, as I am the person that mostly going for the Conquest, because I'm not that active anymore, but the Conquest became more fun, maybe more competitive as well, because people really fight for the Conquest. That's the case as well, because you mentioned to the DevShock that schools will get some additional exclusive shops or something, so that they play. But yeah, for now, at least on Ascon, I just saw 2 clans participating, so my clan and Justice Fighters clan, and that's quite sad, because there are a lot of clans on Ascon that basically are active. So yeah, that's the thing.
We hope to get more on it. We also try to get these extra rewards connected to the skulls you earn on a ladder. So we certainly will use that. But yeah, it's still not so at the point that we know exactly what we want to do. But it's still in the design doc ideas. A lot of ideas are there to improve a few things. And yeah, that's at least the elements we want to address and improve.
Yeah, and if you have some feedback about Conquest update, then just say so on the chat. And I will first proceed to some questions that were asked, because already I could count 6 questions that got not answered from the Ask Highway. So, now 5 only, because Alex answered for 1 question. Thanks, Alex. AleWXX, to be more accurate. So the first question was from Sauron X36. And he asks, not from the Conquest topic, as I can see, but hi Highway, I wanted to know which part of Tau Ceti do you like the most and why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, the Tau Ceti system is pretty different, has a lot of planets. Which part I like most? Actually, the music. Really, I really enjoy music overall, and I'm really happy about the soundtrack.
So do you like basically listen to music, or do you like some different kind of music, or do you just like the OSTs from TC at all?
Yeah, I'm a person that really enjoys listening to music, and especially the soundtracks. Yeah, I have an artist that I really like, and the soundtracks sound very similar. And yeah, I really enjoy that, because they're really made for Todd City in mind. So the one that did the soundtracks, Michael Schnobach, that is actually my brother-in-law, and he has an old studio, or it's not an old studio, but he has built up a little studio with equipment and analog synthesizers from the 80s. And I remembering when I was at his place in his studio and listening to the first soundtrack he did. I think that was for the Tau Ceti 1 planet. No, Tau Ceti 1, it's called internally. It's for VNR planet. And when I was listening in his studio, when all the machines are actually outputting the sounds and then hearing it there, it was wow. It was so. It was amazing. It was really amazing to hear it.
So the first immersion for the live sound.
Yeah. And actually my favorite track, it's the one for the last Tau Ceti part. It's the one I already had in the beginning on when we did the first soundtracks, but I could not share it because we are not so far on part 4. But yeah, I'm really, really happy to make the teaser trailer for part 4 that will include that soundtrack. It's my favorite soundtrack of all of them. So yeah, actually the music is the element I like the most.
Okay, so I hope that the trailer will be soon out, because basically we would like to listen to that soundtrack as well, at least me, because I like the soundtracks from the games as well. I like to hear them, listen to them. So that's it. Okay. Yeah, soon we will be going to the Tau Ceti part 4. But first of all, more questions I got here. Next question is maybe not a question, but something said. Common Saddam said there must be a mistake in your data. The enlisted players is not matching the flown conquest and the average team size. I don't get what they wanted to say, to be honest.
I don't prepare the data. That was Flo, but the enlisted players are only the ones that are not how to say it best. It's every player that have enlisted but could not my English is, it's every player that pressed the enlist button, even the ones that could not play the match.
Yeah, so they're everyone, including IFKs, including people that disconnected, etc. So the people that enlisted.
Or could not play because the other team has not enlisted as much players. So with one team have enlisted 20 players, the other one just 5, then it will still count as enlisted players. As average.
Yeah, because they tried to play the conquest and they wanted to take active part on the conquest, right?
Yeah. So you will see that when this number is pretty high, you can see that the average team size have actually caused that a lot of players could not play the match.
Yeah, that's it. Next question. There are a lot of questions today. The next question. The story writing and mission updates for Vega Draconis are excellent. The writing quality and immersion are very well made, however this quality drops off heavily in TC. Why is this? Inos asks. The quality of story drops.
Hard to know what exactly he meant, but there is a transition of the story writing as we have different people writing on the story. We also had in the beginning, it was very text intensive. And we noticed that during the mission, it's difficult to read a lot of text because you're always immersed in the combat or whatever you need to do on the mission. So I think we try to reduce the amount of text and put in more text on the beginning of the mission, on the end of the mission, and parts where you have the time to read it. And I don't know what exactly he doesn't like about the new story.
He says now on the chat, he says story mission writing. But I don't get it, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if it means the scripting or really the text, the lore of the real story.
Okay, next question. The more questions are coming, so we will answer just few of them and then proceed for the next. Because if we are starting to answer the questions, then more and more coming. So we would just stay here and sit here and just answer the questions. But we have, I guess, many more points to show up for players.
Absolutely, we can just have questions in between and go forward. We cannot not even answer
every questions, yeah, but we will answer a few of more that I think are quite okay. So the next question from the Flying French: are we likely to have maps rework in lower systems? In example, Century units, new map configurations, etc.
I didn't catch that question.
He meant about the map revamps, like it happened in Vega, I guess.
It's not planned to make that yet. It's not, at least not a priority. Probably in the when we would touch an old system, it would probably be Antares system, because it's actually the oldest system still in the game, because Vega was revamped. But the transition from Vega to Antares might be, at least visually, there is a more gap in it. So yeah, but it's not planned to revamp a lot of maps, no.
Okay. This is the next question. Yeah, it's about the conquest rework, so I will go for it, then go for the next question, and then we'll proceed for the next point. So two more questions. The first question from Dread Pirate something. I don't know if I put the whole nickname here. Is it possible to run two conquests at the same time in one day? Two clans dominate in my server, but if the weaker CQ clans didn't have to always fight them, they would do more CQs for sure.
Currently, it's built to have only one conquest per day. We have something still in the design doc, especially for servers that have a high population, like Gaia has, to have some kind of dynamic scheduling, so that if you, for example, you have a lot of clans that are registering and want to play Conquest, we can measure this number and raise the rate of Conquest slots. So we can get like 2 per day, and it can even get lower than you just have 1 per week on the crazy.
Wow,
backside.
that would be very crazy thing.
Just an example, you have some sort of dynamics, so you don't have Conquest that will end basically before they even have registered enough players. Yeah, this was planned to have some kind of dynamic on Gaia, but we will first try to work on the team size issue. So I think when we get more clans bringing in bigger teams, it probably will already help that more players can play it. Yeah. Now the double amount of players can play on Gaia. Before that was just half. Just 10 in total, and now 20 can play it.
Okay, so I guess the last question, we will proceed for the next one, because I see a lot of questions more now. Sorry guys, but I guess we will get to all of them, or at least less than all of them, a little bit, like, more than less, at the end of the stream, because there are a lot of questions, guys, and thanks for contribution. The question is about the revamping of items, so where was it? 1 second. Will you be fixing the Stun Church and Doom? They are very weak against the Mantis Ancient Pirates, but enemy stun is overpowered. That question was like few times put, and the same was about Aggro Bomb, as I could see. I could see.
For the stun, I don't know what the issue is exactly there. That's something probably Alex WX will probably know better, because he works on the item balancing and checks that out, as well as the testers. But for the Aggro Bomb, there is a change coming with the Tau City update, and I think it.
Yeah, Gruni, that is in German. Kruni said
Yeah,
that Agrobomb
Kruni.
will. Kruni.
Yeah,
I'm so
that's
bad in
correct.
German. Damn it.
And also for the also for the taunt, so it will probably be usable to for the damage dealer, and not for the damage dealer, for the tank to attract units better with the aggro element.
Okay, I guess we can proceed to the next thing. So that you might be hyped or not, I don't know. But for sure, the thing about Tau Ceti Part 4. Last time we saw the puzzles by Faye. Hello, Faye. We saw the puzzles from Faye about Tau Ceti Part 4 as well. I saw some pilot that couldn't really use the camera well.
You mean the shaky camera? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
in danger. He could not hold the camera steady. He needed to be quickly on the planet, take a shot, and flee quickly. It was like a surveillance mission for him to get the first peek of the planet.
He did succeed, but that photos were really blurry.
Yeah, it was not the best photographer, I guess, and he didn't have a lens that could be used in the darkness well. So yeah, shaky cam.
Yeah. Damn it.
We have some footage now.
Oh.
What our surveillance camera have captured, and we can cut through it live to see how it will look.
I can't wait for it. As well as, I guess, all community cannot wait for it.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you're on my screen.
Yeah, I am all the time.
Okay, then I'm switching to it. Yeah, I know it's an old Raven ship I'm using, and with ancient guns, but you can see the pilot is in the orbit, but I will hide the ship.
Yeah, this orbit is quite good. It's quite looking good.
So on some screenshots you could already see what's going on, but now you see it in movement.
What is that? The hive is in the orbit, and I saw some ships there on the background, like far away from us already. What is that?
And that's supply runs for the Conquest ships, not for the Conquest ship, for the Hive ships, and you can see there's not just only one, there are a few more.
Oh, wait. On the hive it said that it's the origin of the mantis, so why that amount of hives are here?
Yeah, I will not tell you that. That's something you players will explore.
Why? I want to know now.
But certainly you know what dangers are here. And that our pilot that was sent to make photos have difficulty to make them, because it's on high guard, this area.
Wow, that amount of ships there, he could be already destroyed in orbit.
It was lucky to get out.
Well, going
So,
from
yeah,
orbit to our systems, yeah, that living of this planet is already quite tricky. Not thinking about landing on that.
Yeah, we'll keep that on so you can enjoy the orbit view here, see the movement, and I guess we can proceed to your next topics.
Dartank is asking where is the hangar, so we will maybe quite fast answer him. But I don't see the hangar. Maybe it's on the hive.
And actually it would be an hangar here, it will be instantly destroyed by the Mantis, so it's not here.
Oh.
It's somewhere else. And I will not tell you much because there is a surprise connected with it on that hangar, and what
Okay.
hangar it is. So yeah, I just can say it's not directly on this planet because it would be too dangerous to get detected by the Mantis.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true. If you put this hangar here, then yeah. Maybe, well, humans could adapt the hangar on the hive as well. Maybe that.
Yeah, but the hive is it's active and controlled by the mantis. So yeah, it's not in this area, so you need to discover it somewhere else, and where it is safer for the humans to gather up and organize an surveillance mission towards this planet here. You can see from the orbit.
Yeah, how do you think, guys, about the orbit looks and the planet looks, basically everything? I guess, yeah, it's a new system. It's not Tau Ceti, I think, because the star is different.
Yep, good observation.
Star is different, the nebulas on the background. As I was talking about that in Pirate's Voice number 35, yeah, it's I wondered if it's a new system or just Tau Ceti gets revamped graphics. But I think Mantis system in Mantis planet in Tau Ceti wouldn't be quite surviving, I guess, or at least Kalon would quite fastly die when the Mantis planet would be appearing there. But yeah, it looks very good. What do you think, guys, about that? Yeah, Dortang says it looks really good. The orbit is half-life with ships, and I'm also hyped to see the trailer, he says. Vamsi asks, what's the planet name? I think
it's not 100% decided yet. Still in the works to find a good name that fits.
Okay.
We have an internal name from the game design doc, but it might stay like that, but it also might get changed. So still not fixed, so we cannot give a name out.
Yeah, they say it's look amazing, amazing, nice color, looks good, but a little bright. The Predator says it's bright. Yep, most of stars are bright. Even when you go outside and look on the sun, you cannot really look on it straight with your eyes. So it must be bright. Yeah. And I think one of the things you won't be able to answer, but do we have an estimated date for live release for this update?
We can say that we are pretty good shape what the update is currently. So on the visual side, it's almost done. Still working on some fixes here and there and preparing something that's special, like I mentioned already, but I will not show it today in the stream. You will show later the planet surface, but I will not show the special element that will come. That will be, I guess, part of the trailer, and that's something it's still worked on the visual side of things. The missions are all set for the new planet and all stuff around it, the achievements, the blueprints, all data, the new ships, everything is in place, but it needs a lot of testing. So the testing phase is already going on for the story quest, because this time we tried something new for the story quests. You will not get that many new story quests. When you, I think from the number, you will say, oh, it's just less story quests. I think it's 9 right now, but they are quite complex and quite extended. So they are very interesting because they affect each other. That's just a thing I will say now. They're not as linear as the usual story missions, so they offer a more variety.
H Mago DAOZH asks, damn it, your nickname, asks if ancient is A and S, no S, but C and A and A. Damn it, ancient helping this planet. He asks. It's a kind of thing of story mission thing.
Yeah, I will not spoiler it.
Yeah.
But I say that the ancients will play a role.
Yeah, we will answer now only the questions regarding this planet. Maybe what can be told about it. Ask Highway, RAR BP's coming with update. If so, what's the decrypt requirement? I think that's the thing you cannot tell us as well.
The decryption requirements. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I'm not so involved into that, and that's something Alex, the game designer, could tell. But I think it's also not 100% fixed what will be the requirements. At least not for the regular items. For the rares, I think that's something that's. But don't put it. It could be different, but I guess you need to rare blueprints of each system to be able to unlock the rare Tau City items.
Yeah,
That's something we
Devanx-
already.
Yeah.
That's something I think we already wrote in a dev check that you needing them.
Yeah. Okay. Devang Sin. I think I should pronounce it like that. Devan Sin is asking, will we be getting new items in P4, so part 4?
No,
At all.
because the new items we already put out in the part 1, 2, and 3. But we will get 2 dedicated new ships that will use 4 of the new items in one ship. Actually, the ships that are specially designed to using that items. And but you will get new unit types on this planet here, and they will offer a fresh gameplay, a different gameplay. But new items are not in part 4.
But I think the Tau Ceti part 4 is quite intriguing. I think in case of the Mantis, we invade the Mantis planet basically, and this is the new system, so it's probably the Mantis system or something like that. Someone has asked for the name of it, but yeah, I don't know if it's already not the same thing like with the planet name.
Yeah, we actually we cannot say that exactly. Sorry, I got a bit carried away moving the camera. Live free cam movement here.
Yeah, that looks very good. Yeah, but already Dartank is forward more at me, because I wanted to ask about something else, because it's not really connected with Tau Ceti Part 4, but more about the future after Tau Ceti Part 4, because we know that Tau Ceti Part 4, so the final update for this system, will be quite intriguing, and the people will be able to smash the Mantis asses for the last time, maybe, or not, because I don't know, maybe they will, maybe we won't be able to face the final boss here. So that's the question, what is the future after the Tau Ceti Part 4? What are the plans?
It's not 100% fixed. What are the next updates that are planned for Pirate Galaxy? We did in one of the DevCheck posts post a little roadmap, and I think the stuff that is left on that roadmap, but it's already a few years ago already. It's that we have split the PvP update, I think, in 2 parts, and the second part is still open for it. And I think that will include the bounty system, pirate mode, and stuff like that, and the items, some items balancing. So that's something that's still open, but we are not sure if we're doing it, when we are doing it. That's not something we have planned yet to start on it. And we have this player-controlled invasions, I think we called it.
On DevShock.
Yeah, we have still very early draft to making something like that, but we're not sure when we will start to working on it. But that's a thing. We also have this. We made this Conquest update. We make update for the fairness on competitive game modes on Colossus. We adapt based on how the community is, how the game is currently right now. We are not fixed to the ideas we initially thought a few years ago, so we need to adapt on them, and probably something else comes up. So
Well, always you can. I got some idea about that. If you want, you can always post a poll for the DevShack section, and then just put some names like PvP overhaul, like player controlled invasions, and ask the community, what do you want from us now? That would be a great thing. Like community
Yeah,
decides on the updates.
yeah, that's the good thing is that we, as I mentioned already, with the volunteers we have and with the game masters and tester team, that's something we are also doing internally with the tester team and the volunteers to find some parts that we probably or find that we're probably in the right direction for planned updates, and then when we have a few things, then we can get out to the community and ask them to further narrow it down, because the testers come from, and the GMs come from different servers, from different cultures. They have all different kind of views on things, and you get a good I just know the German word Schnittmenge, to get different feedback on from different kind of perspectives, and you get a good balance from all of them, to get a good feeling what kind of update or what kind of thing we should go next for. And that really helps to have that quick discussion early on, before going out to the community, so then we have something better to communicate. Because the problem is then if you cannot just post stuff directly to the community when it's not even really fleshed out. So you need to prepare the elements a bit more before going out to the community, so they can understand it better, what is the intention behind it. So yeah.
Well, if some updates not, if the update is not gonna reach even the live servers, and then you, like you say, you announce that you are working on that or something, then it might be really depressing for players that the update is not going to live. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good way to do it. I agree on that.
Yeah, we try to be very close to the community in terms of updates. We want to make updates that are fun, that are improving the game, and that the community will enjoy them. Otherwise, why we should do updates no one likes? That's would not be the best thing to do. I know in the earlier days, and in the days where it was difficult for us as a company, we did updates that had a different kind of focus and that destroyed a few aspects of the game that we corrected later on. But we will not go that way. So we will really do updates that are fun and that the community will enjoy, because that's also something we really love to do, is to get feedback from the community that they really like what we did for the game, so to make them happy. That's something, at least from my side of view, I really enjoy doing updates that the community likes. But,
okay, next question from QB about the TC4. What will be the max rank the players can get when TC4 goes live?
I think 99.
Oh, GM level.
Yep. Yeah, GM
be
level.
GMs.
No, the level does not make a GM.
Why? Oh, damn it. But we will be equal in case of level. It's enough to make them a bit upset.
Yeah, but they have the special star and the special chat color and the GM powers the player doesn't have.
The ban hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We never like to ban players.
Yeah, someone said I was suspended from game. Yeah, because you were suspended because you basically
didn't follow the rules.
Yeah, the COC is there intact. Okay, next question from Galdins. Is the Taos 4 the end of the game?
At least it's planned to be the end of the regular PvE content. But like the player-controlled invasion stuff, that's something to be planned to have an interesting content going forward after this TC part 4. But I can just say, like I previously mentioned, that we are flexible on what we will do on the updates. So it might come some more after Tau Ceti in terms of PvE content, but it's nothing that's yet planned right now.
Yeah, language singularity incoming. Yeah, the old thing. I guess we run away from the... Yeah, we run out from the questions. Only Dartank asked about X-axis locked on your freecam.
No, we can even more move like from on top. Yeah, the freecam is pretty fun. On developer mode, you even can select a few objects easily and connect to them. So you fly with it. Let's go for this hive ship. Move the hiding, and then it's nice for video recording. Let's just capture this little bugger here, and then no, I'm not connected. Oops, wireframe mode. Okay, now I can go for it, and then I can follow them. Oops, interpolation is too high. Yeah, I can just stick to them and you see them moving.
Yeah. Basically, the looks are amazing. That's very good.
We try to make it very very dynamic. The orbit scene. You will not see any repeating patterns because every unit is has its own movement animated. So they have different timings, so they shift. You see that the hive ships are not always on one spot. So right now, if I go up, you see they are pretty spread out. Where's the fourth? There's the other one. So we have 4 hive ships.
Yeah.
On the scene.
There are a lot. There are a lot. Yeah, a lot of hive ships and a lot of mantis around. Might be scary a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So that's very cool. Very cool thing. Let's answer a little bit more questions. We will hop up to the next topic that were asked before. So we were talking about this one. There was a question about a language system. You could implement a language system like in a certain dinosaur game, I think it was Dino Storm, where they changed the chat depending on the language, asks Joe's Miguel.
Yeah, we have different chat systems. We have one that is used on Dino Storm and Steel Legions that has this chat system with different languages because we don't have country-based servers, because we just have European servers and we have American servers, and on that servers you have different languages you can choose from in the chat. On Pirate Galaxy we have a different approach. We have for each language an own server, and we noticed that actually works quite well on Pirate Galaxy because you have this the different mentality you have on one server, and it's more compatible. Yeah, that's the pronunciation. That the players are enjoying to play each other. For example, Gaia has a total different mentality, and they are, I think, more PvP oriented. So they enjoy a lot more doing PvP, and that might be problematic mixing that. And the thing is also the moderation of the chat with these different languages is not ideal on Dino Storm. So yeah, it has all pro and cons.
Okay, next question was about the cross server. When will you do a cross server live every games? He meant maybe about some cross server activities, I guess.
It's not planned yet, or not yet, but it's not planned because currently each server is like on its own. It's very separate from the other ones, and we cannot get them together easily. and yeah, because of that, we don't have this cross-server ability. That's something we needed to change and into the internal workings of the framework to allow that. But right now, that's not an option. Especially like stuff, you can have duplicate names. You can have one name on one server and the same name on the other server, but if you bring them together, then they will clash because the name is already taken, and then who is it? So it's a difficult thing.
Well, you would need the prefixes or suffixes for the servers, and it would cost a lot of time. That's still about the work.
Yeah, the game is basically not designed to work in a cross-server environment. It's designed to be one server, and it's closed to this one server. So it's difficult to add that later in the game. It would not be an easy task, so that's the reason why we don't have that. We would love to, if it would be going quickly, for example, for Conquest, have cross-server Conquest battles. It would be amazing to have that, but it's not something easily.
Yeah. The thing is, if you have time, if you have time, and if the volunteers on Game Master that you talk about with will think, yeah, that's a good update, and yeah, we can try, of course, yeah. But I think it's not a thing right now, as you said. Okay. I think for now we are done. No, one more question. Do you know if there will be any change or use to the individual schools for pirates who own several? I guess it was talked about in the DevShack.
I think I didn't get the question.
If there will be any use of the schools that players get.
The skulls. Okay.
Skulls,
that's something I mentioned on the Conquest exclusive rewards, and it is planned to do something with the skulls. One for the skulls from the clan and one from the skulls the player can earn in a ladder, but that's not set yet how it will work, but it's planned to have something like that. So the Conquest update also revamped the ladder system quite a lot. So you notice that it is out of beta because it works now properly. It was pretty buggy before, and we simplified a few things, improved a few things. So now it is really useful to make more out of it after such a long time. So it's something we still have planned to do something with it. So it's not directly part of the invasion system, the player-controlled invasion system, or the PvP overhaul. You see, that's even a new topic, but it's connected probably to Conquest. So we need to review all the ideas we had earlier a few years ago and see where it fits, what system we can build out of it. But the idea is to have something, to have them not just for the Hall of Fame, as well as it's useful for the player to make something out of it.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we are for now done. But as far as some people here from the community remember, there was an approach for an Ask Highway video for Pirate's Voice previously, and I was asking you on a different social media stuff about the questions, and one of the questions is here, the topic of our stream is the question from Nilo A from the Discord server, international Discord server created by Sparky V. The question was about Raven Dynamics events, basically the RDX support ship. It's partially already answered because we got the Peachstone, that is very, very, very evil ship with the deflection droid, especially on Conquest. What do you think about this ship? Basically, it's a ship countering AOA attacks.
Yes, that was really a ship in mind because on Pirate Galaxy the AOA attacks, especially the orbital strike, is something that's quite dominating for the players to use, and also the area of repair fields and a lot of stuff that is there's nothing that you can really counter them. So we thought, okay, we need to make a ship that is able to counter all these items. So, and that was the idea behind that ship, to have an AOE counter ship to really put out this dominating ship.
Let's just say that you try to avoid these words, but I will say it myself. You just wanted to make the Corundum ships out for the conquest that much.
Yeah, it's an effective ship as well for the conquest. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's too effective because you got Magnet Trap that can automatically slow down everyone, and that Orbital Strike that players use too much, like 5 orbitals on one target, and it extremely automatically dies. So yeah, it was the key for the conquest, that ship. And Peachstone basically completely changed the meta for the ships. Okay, and what do you think about Raven Dynamics? Because that's the event that players like the most, with the Ifrit Cortex and the completely new ship each time. And what do you think about this event? Maybe some adjustments, maybe some additional tweaks on the Raven Dynamics event, maybe some changes?
Yeah, the Raven event is also something that you notice probably that the other seasonal events are mainly unchanged, because we already said that we want to focus on making content updates for the game instead of working on new events, because that also takes quite a time to change the events. And what we do is we just change the rewards here and there a bit. But on the conquest, on the Raven dynamic events, we tried to change a few things on the recent events to make the sessions shorter for the waves, for the challenges, so it's more enjoyable to play and not a run that takes a lot of hours just to make one run. That's something actually we wanted to avoid, but still I'm amazed how good players are on this challenge and able to even stretch it out further. It was crazy to see. Also in your live streams you did, it was crazy to see how far you can get when you play efficiently with your team. So yeah, it probably get some adjustment for the next Raven event on that front. But also something we got feedback on the scoring system, that that it's currently a little bit unfair that just the top positions get some Cortex parts of the Ifrit Cortex, and we want to look at that as well. So we want to make some system that works better, so at least that a few more positions get Cortex parts.
Yeah, that's an old topic even on forums, because I was talking about that on the 2 events before that, just because many people were upset on that thing. Yeah, because Ifrit Cortex could be gained on the end of the events, because I don't mean when this is some. Yeah, we're zooming in on the planet. Yeah, the Cortex on the end of the event, on the end stage of the event, so like last 2 weeks or last 1.5, only one team could gain full conquest Cortex. Meanwhile, rest of players couldn't get any more because of the top 10% rule.
Yeah, that's it's not ideal how it was built. It's a system that you actually to avoid that you play during the night that where players are not online, so to snatch a lot of rewards. So because of that, it was in place to balance it depending on how the server activity is. But yeah, you can clearly see that it didn't work out as it should be. So we are thinking about a system probably that works similar to the ladder with the skull distribution. So when more people are joining for a session, that they get also a little bit more, but it get also distributed better between the players participating. So yeah, that's something we have on the list, but it's not yet worked on, but something we want to check out before the next Raven event comes out, especially because I think that was already announced that the Cloud City Part 4 will have a new challenge, reactor challenge.
Yeah, someone was asking about the new Cortex. How was it? How is it? How will it look like the new Cortex?
It's not finished yet, what it will be. So we're still throwing feedback back and forth. If you have feedback, the ones that are already watching the stream or watching the stream later on, feel free to post your ideas onto the forum. But keep in mind, it must be working related to another activity, like the other Cortex part are, like a certain health range, and then it triggers, or that if you're moving, then it triggers. If you're standstill, that it doesn't. Something like that. It must be working in connection with something else, and then actively getting enabled passively by, depending what your ship does or your items does. So yeah. Feel free to put in ideas. It's not fixed yet. It's because we even didn't start implementing the new Cortex. So when that's settled, when we find something that's nice, then yeah, we will start working on it. But that's one Cortex that will be acquirable in the Todd City Part 4.
Yeah, that's good that you could say that to the community, because now I hope for the blow of the feedback on the forums, because everyone would like to see something else on the Tau Ceti Part 4, at least in the case of the Cortex. So yeah, I hope that many people will post their feedback right now or later on the stream for the forums for the new Cortex. I have put some kind of ideas earlier on the Raven Dynamics post, like some time ago. So maybe there you could post the feedback, because it would be quite packed in the one topic. Okay, I can see many more questions. Cortex rewards will be given on the number of waves reached. Famsi asks.
No, Cortex parts are given out based on the points you have made in the. It's like a mini competition, and a high score competition, and you need to be, depending on the place you are on this high score competition, before the evaluation starts. So you need to position yourself in a good spot, and depending on the spot you are, you will get the Cortex parts. And that's the part we want to improve, that it gets distributed better to more participants.
Yeah. QB is asking, probably been suggested before, but would you be able to let people who have alloys change the colors to the ones below the one they have? In example, if you have fusion, you can select ion.
Yeah, we get some feedback about that already from a few players, and I thought about it, but it's not yet planned anything like that. But yeah, it could be an option to be able to customize your look after you have the best alloy, that you can change them. But it's nothing yet that we will implement that. But we have them. We have it in mind.
Yeah, and our moderator asks a question related close to QBs. Will you be able to do skins for ships?
What is? Do you mean the color patterns on the ships? Skin. I think we don't use the terminology for.
Maybe he means like if you have one ship, there you can choose, for example, different mesh for the second ship or something like that.
No, that's not planned. So the ship the mesh stays as it is, and to have it a recognizable shape, to the players know what kind of ship it is. You can customize it with the colors and the color patterns.
Yeah. Cortex to increase armor OS is the best option. Put the feedback for the forums so that it will be heard pretty well.
On the chat it will get lost, so best to put it on the forum. That's our main communication platform, is the forum.
Yeah. Here you can ask the questions regarding now, so we can answer the questions, either me, the highway, either the developers that are on the chat. But in case of feedback, please put that on the forums, or just say something about that, I maybe will make some episode about that and then post on the forums as well, if you don't really want to post the feedback on the forums. Okay, there was a question about, the question from the old Ask Highway questions from the Discord and YouTube. There was a question about the games in Split Screen Studios, if there will be new games or revamped old games. I guess it basically means the Steel Legends game.
Yeah, we have currently 3 games, and I must honestly say that we are not focusing on Steel Legions because the player base is not very big. And when we thought about revamping Steel Legions, it will be a massive revamp because it's a little bit too unfair designed. It was an experiment back in the days to have an aggressive free-to-play game style, and yeah, I don't like that. I despise that kind of. Yeah, it's more pay to win. I can just say that like that. Yeah, when we would revamp that, we will totally revamp that system so it's very fair between the players. But yeah, currently we will not really touch the game because it would require quite some work to fully revamp it. So we put in most of our effort in our current 2 games, Pirate Galaxy and Dino-Storm. Something new is we planning to work on something new, but yeah, it's very, very rough, and we still don't have the time to working on it. So yeah, still focusing on the current games.
Yeah, well, the Pirate Galaxy is the thing that we are inspired about, and science fiction and stuff, and ships. So yeah, we are here for that. But I wanted to ask something, but I forgot about it. Or maybe someone did ask about it. Yeah, not this one, not this one. Someone is asking about chat bug. If you have any bugs or something, just put that on the support system. Not here. Ask Highway, when will the Aladder's rankings come out of beta? Is it even
they're already
beta?
out of beta. It's not in beta anymore. Just like I said yesterday, not yesterday, just a few questions that
Yeah.
with the Conquest update we are out of beta for the ladder system, and it got revamped and rewritten.
Yeah, Taker AleWXX. He's going out. Will PC version of your games any plan introduce on mobile version? Questions from Phoenix FMG.
It's not planned to do because the current game is built on DirectX, so it would be needed to be adapted for mobile phones to a different rendering platform. When we would do it, it would probably be a new game using Pirate Galaxy assets, and that also needs to have the control scheme of the mobile devices. It's nothing that we can directly put on the mobile phone. We tried just to play around. There are a few tools you can actually stream your computer content to your mobile phone and try to play the game, but you instantly will notice that it is not playable well with touchscreen controllers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it. But back to the topic, because we already went a lot too high in the distance in case of stuff asked about from players. We were about the Raven Dynamics, and there was a question on the chat before, like 1 hour before. Sorry for that I couldn't ask this question. There was a question about why the Raven Dynamics ships are more popular than ANIN 12 ships, so the old Parsec ships. A lot of stuff changed after the introduction of the old Parsecs in 10 years ago. Or 11 years ago, it was in the start of the game. What basically is the question from me, because that's the base from the question from the player, because we all know why the Raven Dynamics ships are more like important, like better ships than Parsec regular ships. Only Constructor is very good from these 4, but why it goes, because game is basically going further with the updates, with the changes and stuff, and hybrid ships are dominating the game right now. But question for you is that how further will that go? What kind of ships will be more present in the game? What are the design goals for the future of the Raven Dynamics?
Actually, when we plan to introduce new ships, it also goes close to the community, our volunteer tester team and the GMs to find a good ship combination that is nice to play, has unique features, and fits a spot where no other ships is currently. So often they are hybrid ships. I think all Raven ships are hybrid ships, and yeah, that's something to get more variety in the game, like the anti AOA weapon ship, Raven ship we introduced, something like that. We will play around and find new type of ships that are fun to play, and they are tested internally. We change the items and back and forth and play and see how that feels, and until we settled for one configuration that works well. So yeah, that's something for the Raven ships. They always have some dynamic and some drastical changes. Example for removing the afterburner from, I think, the Corundrum, is it? That was just have the teleport. No, it doesn't have the teleport, but it just doesn't have an afterburner. It has one additional item, but the afterburner is missing. So it's a totally different kind of way to pilot the ship. And yeah, something like that. We experiment with the Raven ships to find something that's cool and awesome to play.
But what about if the portion of the ships that are left in the pocket will go to the end? Because we can basically go with the completely random ships, like with all items, etc. But there are fixed combinations, amount of combinations of the ships that you can do, and they are fun to play. What about if it goes to the end?
Then probably there will be no further ships when our combinations that are fun to play are there already. But there are a lot of items, different kind of items, and yeah, we can even take drastical measures and even kick out the collector or stuff like that, or the blaster, and replace it with something else.
So there are a lot already, still.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Someone is asking about a completely free combination on items. I will answer this question because it's simple. If developers would just put free combination of items, so like item that you can choose what to place, then Raven Dynamics event would already end.
Yeah, it will make it more open. The players can configure each ship how they want to, but you don't have this recognizable ships, so you don't see what kind of items the player has, and you cannot offer any variation. So that's something we don't want to do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Raven Dynamics events are now core items, core events, in the game, because they provide many things. So, as we know, we will get more of them, right, in the future. For now, it's not the end.
Yeah, it's planned to have.
Yeah, and about new events. And about new events, are they planned in the future? Like when you finish the Tau Ceti Part 4 or maybe player-controlled evasions, are we going to get more events? Like more different, quite completely new events in the table?
Hard to give an answer to that, because right now we are not doing new events as we want to update the game itself. So yeah, don't know what the future brings, but currently it's not planned to do.
Yeah, okay, so we're basically sticking to the seasonal events, and soon the event, but not really event, is coming, so the Black Friday sales. What do you think about sales in the game? Like, I mean, are they good for the players, or things around the gold? Like you made the happy hour vanish and have the gold double all the time?
That's something I personally, I'm not a fan of all the sale elements overall, not just in games, overall. Also the Black Friday sale, I'm not a fan of that because it has its downsides. If you purchase something on a sale, you feel good that you have purchased something for a lower price. But
Yeah.
if you don't purchase on a sale, you have this frustration that you paid too much for it if you see later on a sale comes in. And that's something I don't like to use it that much, so that's the reason why we removed the happy hour. So we just put a fixed rate in and that's it. We still do sales because how it is. It also drives the sales for a few items. It's hard to completely avoid it, sadly, but from a personal perspective, I don't like that much. So it's a difficult thing. It's you also need to keep the business somehow running, and sales certainly help on that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to a few of the questions, and then maybe you will answer if we can land on this planet, but maybe later, because let's just answer a few questions more. About PvP, because many people were asking about PvP. Windsurfer, for example, if there is a plan to bring squad battles back on Colossus.
It was initially planned to directly have squad battles in, but I think it had technical reasons why it didn't work out. Back in the day when we reworked it, we needed to look into it if we can implement that. I am not remembering what kind of technical reasons, what the issue was to include it. It could be more interesting to have squad battles. But we need to look at it. It's currently not on the plan to add them because it was planned, but it was not added because of a technical reason. I cannot directly say what was it that would causing it not to work.
Yeah. One more question from the chat right now about sales, because we were back on the sales topic. Arthur Dane is asking, can we get all fan drones permanently in the shop instead of just once a year so that players don't miss the prints?
That's something probably that Flo can answer because he has the numbers, an eye on that. The problem is you can put that in, but it will also make the shop pretty crowded. So to finding the stuff, you need to scroll through a lot of lists. I think right now we don't plan to do that. But I can get the point. It's the same thing for the sales. If you don't have anything, you need to wait for it, and it's not ideal. But you need to find a balance, and you don't know exactly what would be the best way to do it. It's difficult.
Yeah. Okay, and one more question I see from the chat. It was about will we be able to reorder items someday? In example, moving Sniper Blaster to 6 instead of 8 on Punisher.
It's not planned to do that. Would be also required to change a few code elements. And I think if you have the base configuration, it will work out. The sniper is something that's a little bit off from the usual structure with the four first items. I think the sniper is moved there. We cannot change that back to the original flow. Then the players used to the key combination would get confused. It will probably stay like it is.
Yeah, okay. And Christian B is asking, what about the TR storms to get? I guess we were talking about the Colossus before, so he's asking about TR storms, the main tournament storms, old tournaments from 2012.
Mm-hmm. The tournament ships.
yeah, that were present for the 10th anniversary of the game?
Not sure what plans we have for them. They might be acquirable through the ladder system, through the Golden Skulls, but yeah, it's still open what we do with the ships, or we
Yeah.
do an external event created by GMs. Probably that's how we already used them. It's a tournament ships because we did previously tournaments, PvP tournaments, and these ships were the rewards for it. So probably we do some of these events again, and where you can get these ships. So it's still open.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to some content, because we could answer these questions for years. But I think, yeah, we can do some content here. I guess I would like to see the planet a little bit.
Okay, let's go for the planet. We fly to it just with the camera, and then it takes some time to set up the perspective I want. Just a transmission screen, and let me position the ship, because I don't want to spoil everything. I just want to show a nice panoramic view, because the planet is also pretty active. And yeah, let's position my ship and everything in place.
I would like to see that planet, guys. I think you are hyped as well for that planet, because yeah, we could see that only on screenshots, but not on the live footage.
Let's see where we can put it. Okay, that's about it.
But that's confirmed that Highway is a mantis. He could basically go whenever he wants on that planet. Damn it. I'm talking with a mantis lord. Okay, ooh, it looks nice. Wow, that star. Yeah, that looks... high on the orbit. Oh, and the transporters things. Yeah, they look very good.
There's a lot of movement going on this planet. And there's just this section I will show. Because otherwise I spoil too much. I also disabled the units that are usually flying around this planet to don't show that yet, as it will also spoil a few things. So I will left them out. So usually we'll see ships here flying around, but
Death squads.
Death squads and something new. And a lot of new things, new units. I think we have 5 new unit types. And a few surprises. So it will be a challenging planet. That's something I will say for sure. Alex
for sure, yeah.
Creating it. And the testers also have quite a challenge on it.
Yeah, for sure I will be doing the Tau Ceti Part 4 footage live stream when it gets live. Because it looks
looking forward to it.
It looks very good.
Player perspective on it.
Well, if you want, you can join me on that stream.
Yeah, I will do it. I think on the part 3 I joined the stream because it was very interesting. It's always when we release such content, it almost feels like it's not so like releasing a full game, but it feels like you're releasing a big part of the game where we worked a long time. Even the Conquest system was something special to release it, and this also will be something special. We put in a lot of effort to provide something that players will really enjoy. Raise the bar even more also on the visual side, and have some interesting stuff on the missions as well.
Yeah. Dartak says its details outside the map are really good. I think something happened because on this Tau Ceti map I can see that it's quite a lot. There's a lot of difference between the old maps and that map. I don't know, like it's big. I can see that it's bigger than normal planet. I don't know why.
Actually the same size, but it's structures quite well. So that you use the space properly. It's similar to the I think the planet that also very liked by the players is the Draconis. No, it's not just Draconis. How is it called?
Draconis, yeah.
Gazica, I think. No, it's Gazica.
Oh,
No, it's
Gazica, yeah.
the first Draconis planet. What's the name of it?
Gazica, yeah,
It's
Gazica.
Gazica. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this planet, it also uses a lot of the space of the planet itself, and also structured with the different elevation levels. And we wanted to have something that also feels large and have a lot of variations on a planet itself.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, well, Gazica was the planet that I'm mostly doing the PvP videos there, like with Hecate, the story about very serious Gazian PvP. I think you know that. You know this one. So yeah, there's quite fun why we picked that planet, because yeah, the structure of it was pretty good. Like you had the different elevator sizes. One surface part was above another one. You could do a lot of tweaks and stuff around that. So yeah, that was very good. And I hope that you said about that planet that will be probably the same, or at least similar to the Gazica.
Yeah, it will not have such huge differences on elevation changes, but you can see right now we are looking down to a crater. And if you would see the actual ships flying there, you will see that it goes pretty deep down below. So the ships would be tiny below there. So you have a few elevation changes, and also the center section you get higher up. You can see that where the spikes are mostly. And yeah, the planet has a lot of variations in the different sections. And, hopefully offers nice gameplay. Yeah.
Yes, Philatus. Sorry, I thought it's Flatus. I don't know why, but it's Philatus. Asks if will we see an increase of draw distance on planet in the future? Props and enemy skin that just pops into view when flying by. Yeah, that's the thing I wanted to ask you once, because the thing is, sometimes on Even Conquest, the bug is that we can sometimes on some planets, because it's not on all planets, but it's on some planets that basically the unit comes quite next to us, and we can just see it even shooting us, but we can see what thing is shooting us. Did you consider on checking that?
It could be connected to a bug, but we changed the distance a few updates ago to be able to see more far in, especially on Conquest, that you can see players from more far away to adapt in combat. The problem is it's not just visually, it's not just increasing the draw distance from the visual side of things, it's also the data you get. Actually, the ships, when you see a ship, it's the data that the server has transmitted you. It has given you the position, set which visuals the ship should look like, how much HP it has, what items does it use, and it increased the network traffic, because all these items you see needs data synchronization with the server. And that's the reason that you need to balance that distance of the items on ships you see carefully. Otherwise, you will raise the data packages that were sent between server and clients dramatically. And actually, it is already on a level that's pretty far away, and it can happen that the ships doesn't get spawned close or got spawned too late. Is due to network traffic, that the server has transmitted the data, but you didn't receive it fast enough, and then they pop in later, especially when they're flying fast. You cannot see them so quickly. But there is a system in place that calculates how fast the ship moves, and depending how fast it moves, it can able to publish objects faster. Yeah, it's a complex system behind to find a good balance between network traffic, performance as well. It's also visual elements. If you have more objects on screen that needs to be rendered, it really goes heavy on the CPU side of things. Yeah, so it's always thing that needs to be balanced.
Yeah.
But what should not happen is that you get shot by units and the unit is invisible. That should be a bug.
Yeah, that happened mostly with the Phoenix Shock. That is revamp of the Phoenix as transporter, that Draconis Shock. That is so small that Draconis ships cannot even see, and that's why it popped out of nowhere most of times.
That could be a bug because it also this distance, a publishing distance, works with the size of the object. So if it's pretty small, it gets later into the view. And you have like a big mothership on the background, it will come in earlier, but smaller ships later. And that could be connected to that. So
Yeah.
A report for it would be good, so you can look into it.
Yeah, that could be good. That you guys, if you encounter the bugs, then just report them to the by the support channel, or on the forums with the video or something. That would be good, I think. Okay, more questions, I guess, because many more questions, and community still asks a lot. Will there be a sort of special feature of the planet, such as sky orbital strike on Earth in unrest? So, if it will be the same thing here.
I think initially we have planned something like that. It's currently not in. And we don't know if we will put it in because the planet itself is already quite challenging. And such a mechanic can be interesting in terms of gameplay, but can make it even more difficult. So yeah, it's not in yet, but it might be something that gets added later on.
Well, so maybe my question on the case, because he asked about putting something on that planet, maybe about the revamping visuals of other planets, maybe some kind of mechanics on conquest planets, because let's just mix a little bit of these topics. Maybe let's put some, I don't know, like sky orbital strikes on conquest planets, or something, like a variety of mix of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about it?
If it offers some interesting gameplay and the players would like to have something like that, because I think of the last conquest planet of Tau Ceti, Cactea, has the sentries going on, and one area that is inside of this violet
corruption cloud.
Corruption cloud, yeah, that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if some players have certain ideas in mind and would like some planetary effects, you can probably add them, especially the ones we already have. You can reuse them, like the orbital strikes on Planet on Invasion.
Yeah. Daniel Aguirre Restrepo. Hello everyone, I think the game needs something to keep players in constant fun. That's why I think it's time for you to think about updating Colossus. Damn it. Quite a toxic comment, bro. But yeah, let's answer maybe about updating Colossus. What kind of updating Colossus?
We already did that, updating Colossus, and make it more fair in Colossus, trying to avoid teaming, but that's still an issue. I saw on a few streams as well. So currently Colossus is not the focus. The most interesting PvP part is Conquest. We try to improve.
Yeah. Okay. Many people. I especially didn't pick your question because it's quite a topic for the next portion of facts, I think, that I have in plans for this stream and highway. I hope you will get some interesting answer on that, because yeah, we got the Tau Ceti part 4, we got many more updates that will come in the future, and we got a lot of nice past updates that already are on the game. But what about advertising? Eredin, so the Dartank, before that stream, like 1 year ago, asked about the advertising of the stream, or maybe that wasn't Dartank, maybe someone else. Let's see. It wasn't Dartank. It was who that was? No, it was Janske on YouTube. Sorry, Dartank, but it wasn't you. Shame on you. that was about the Steam Greenlight that came up for the game. And yeah, what do you think about advertising of your game in general to increase the amount of players? Because yeah, we get the updates, the game is quite stable. So what to do now? Should be advertising to get more people in.
Yeah, it's a good point. Advertising is the we often get from players to ask just make advertising to get more players in. But the problem is that advertising is pretty expensive. And if you do advertising, you are competing with other ones that also doing advertising and competing with AAA studios. And you actually need to dump a lot of money into advertising, and often it doesn't have any good results for you as a small team. You don't have a chance to compete against the AAA teams. So that's the reason why we worked together with a few partners that have integrated the game on their platforms, and that helps to get some kind of advertisement on their platform if they promote the game. But for sure, they also get a share of the income the game makes from their platform. So it's a different approach of advertising, but it's also some kind of advertising. And yeah, that's a thing we can do. And we also hope that when we do good updates, improve the games, that the game will be fun for more players and they get their friends into the game. That's something it's the element that we hope for, to get players into the game, because advertising does not work for us as a small team.
Yeah, but yeah, basically the advertising, I think, comes with such live streams like we have right now, or videos from the community. What do you think about this?
Exactly, that's something that we are doing right now could help. We're doing that for the first time, and it's interesting how it is enjoyed by the viewers, if they like that format or not. And then we might do that kind of stuff more often and see if that helps to get the game get more attention. Yeah, we know that it's a pretty old game and probably not comparable to the modern games, but still.
Well, to be honest, in case of graphics, in case of mechanics in this game, when I was playing a lot of other games, I wanted to make such a series, but I will talk about it later, I think. I wanted to make such a series about comparison between PG and other games. And to be honest, PG doesn't stand away for that much distance from other games, and that's the thing. So yeah, advertising by the videos for now, by the community, and other social media would be very good and very nice to see, I think. At least I am trying to do that with our stream, for example.
Yeah, we really enjoy that when the community helps us to get more players, and by making cool content from the game. And yeah, what we also mentioned, that Steam and Steam Greenlight, yeah, that's something that we have still also on our list, because we have the ability to be able to launch Steam on that platform. It's actually also some sort of advertisement, because they also get their cut from this income when the game is played through Steam. But still, it has the potential to get a good amount of players into the game. But yeah, it also requires quite some work, because you need to implement their interface connection, the API for the shop system for the game to launch through Steam. And yeah, that's the reason actually we didn't have yet it implemented for Steam.
Yeah. But are we going to have it someday, maybe? Do you have that on the list?
I have it on the list, yes. It's part of the list, but we need to have the proper time when we go on to implementing it.
Well, but that's the thing, because people think that you don't think about advertising this game.
No, we really think about it, but yeah, we don't have that many options. Partner and Steam is actually the biggest option we have to further
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 advertise the
promote the
game.
game.
Yeah. Some questions from the people. Yeah, that I just thought that we will answer the questions like 2 or 3 times during the stream, but damn it, that amount of questions.
Yeah. You would probably not can answer every question.
Yeah,
Need to be
I'm
selective.
already avoiding most of the questions.
Yeah.
Believe me. One question. Great job on the CQ system. Yeah, thanks.
Always great
job.
to hear.
Yeah. Any chance we will get a PvP planet where we can PvP against clanmates and buddies, perhaps using squads, who can challenge squads through the planet menu? I think he means about some kind of arena, like you apply for the entry and then they land and they fight.
Yeah, something like that is not exactly planned. We have prepared something that some of you will remember from the old days of Pirate Galaxy that will be that is useful to be used in sort of a tournament or event type. But yeah, it's not used yet, but certainly in the future it gets reused.
Yeah, so basically we have some map for the tournament, so we can at least have some scratches of the arena stuff.
But it's not automated. All the stuff, if you would make it automated, it gets more complicated. So it's just usable for handmade
tournaments.
Events.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well,
look
yeah,
at the
like
forum.
it was with Colossus on the past. Yeah, because Colossus was opened by GMs, and GMs was being able to just go onto the surface and look what's going on. And right now, the thing you mentioned would be something like this.
Yeah, similar. It's more. It actually needs more hand control. It's not so easily to use it. So yeah, it's just a test, and then we will see how it works out, and then probably can make it even automated later on. But we will see first how it will work out on that zone.
Okay, yeah. Someone is asking what to do about PvP against the own clan members without getting out of the clan. I'm going to say that if you got some really good questions, please ask them, because we are not going to pick any question from the table. So if they are not like, if I know that Highwell will just say no, we don't know, we are not going to have it planned, then we won't be able to answer it. You know, we have limited time. Okay, but Philatus asks 4th time about it, so I will ask it. Will the game see an increase in frame rate hertz in the future? As of now, it's locked at 60 hertz.
Yeah, the game does not work on the refresh rate of the monitor. It has a fixed 60 FPS updating cycle in the engine. Yeah, we saw the forum post about that to raise it. It's not planned yet because it's a pretty fundamental change in the game core render loop, and it could cause a few problems. So yeah. We have it, we've seen it, but it's not yet planned to implement it. I also thought about some separation, some kind of improvement so that CPU is not getting so much hammered when you have a lot of objects on screen. But as this is a new, older engine, still rendering in DirectX 9, it's difficult as it doesn't have so much reliance on multi-threading. It's still at times where you have just one CPU core. And yeah, so when we would look into this 60 FPS lock stuff, then we will certainly look at the other stuff as well, and then probably we find a combination for the better rendering loop.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we had some questions around that, but I'm going to ask again. We are on the Outside Part 4 focus, and about again the future update probably from the dev shack at least, so the player-controlled evasions. Destroyer 6, so my friend from Spanish servers as well, asked about the pirate mode and bounty system revamp. What do you want to? Would you like to say about it? Because it was the question from old time about the pirate mode and bounty. So basically the cores of the PvP on the open world PvP in the game.
Yeah, that's something I mentioned in one of the previous questions. It is in the game design document of the PvP overhaul, and something that would be is moved to part 2, and yeah, that's something planned with the pirate mode. So a different system with the pirate mode, a more open system, not so locked how it is right now. I think the bounty itself would be removed, but that's all things that that lies
Work in progress.
Years. Work in progress, and but not in progress right now. And it lies a few years in the back. So if we want to touch this topic again, we need to look at it with fresh eyes, with learnings we have from current updates, from the state on the game, how it is right now, and then see what would fit better the game.
Yeah. Questions from like hour ago about if we can see at least one unit from the new Tau Ceti planet.
The problem I have, I need to restart my client because I'm running on a local server on my machine, and I have, for purpose of showing this, disabled all the units on the ship, on the planet. I cannot enable them. So sorry guys.
Okay.
I cannot show any unit right now. It's something you can look forward in the teaser trailer. Then you will see more on that.
I greatly look forward for this trailer. Basically, it should be soon out, I guess, because there were puzzles. There we have a stream. So, what about the trailer?
The trailer I think will be worked on after the special surprise is finished. Then we will work on the trailer and include this special surprise in the trailer, so we can see that first time hands-on on the trailer. And I don't know if we get it ready still this year, but I think it should be, because it's still in November. So probably I'd just say a very loose date. It's sometimes in December. It will be released, the teaser.
So for sure we cannot suspect the update this year anymore, because it was said on DevShack that if you are good with the update, then this year should be good. Should be put the update.
I would not expect it to be able to release it this year, because the testing is still ongoing, and there's needed to be a lot of balancing tests. It's quite complex. It's a big part actually when we build new content, that it takes a lot of time to testing it. So again, that the testers are helping and doing a great job. Together with the GMs, to testing the content, providing feedback, and then it need to iterate, adjust a few things, change unit skills, adjust AIs of the units, and stuff like that. Adjust where items are dropped on the planet. And it takes a lot of iterations, and we need to get to a point where we say, okay, now it feels good. Now we get like a green light from the team that we can prepare it for release. So I guess it will be in the beginning of next year, but we will update you on that when we have the date set.
So that's it, I think, about Tau Ceti Part 4. I guess, a lot of questions, guys, but keep in mind that many things will be shown on the trailer. That will come probably this year, but we don't know, because everything can mess up. Can be messed up in the flow. So I guess, yeah. There we have the revamp of the items topic, but I guess it was answered already about, yeah, it was at the beginning of the stream, as I can remember, about Standum, Stancher, Tiger Bomb. Yeah, it was in the beginning, I think. Yep. Yeah, so how about the events? We were talking about the events. Yeah, I browsed the questions. For word events, yeah, word events I think are the thing about player control invasions because that name is similar. Okay, I think the Pirate Galaxy topic is quite wide. Was quite widely answered and described by you. If you got more questions, yeah, the Red Pirate Josh said we love you, King. Keep you the great work.
Thanks a lot. The team will really like that you enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh, Rendezvous, yeah. Thanks for reminding me that. Vesperion asked me by forums about that. Ask Highway, you considered about adding daily missions with different rewards each day?
Yeah, we often see that topic come up, but yeah, it's not currently planned to have that. Yeah, it's currently not planned.
Okay. So let's go out for now from the game topic. Because yeah, I know community would like to ask a lot of bunch questions, a bunch of questions on the regular topics in the game that was talked about in the global chats, on the forums, on Discord channels. But what about the free time outside your company? Because that's intriguing one of the part of the community. What are you doing completely outside of the company? When you go, when it's the end of your work, it's the end of your shift, what are you doing as company, as people? Because it's office, it's company, it's office, you are doing your work, right? But I think you're a bunch of friends as well, because we're only 6 work in the games. So what are you doing outside? If you can answer, of course.
Sure. Yeah, I can also say that yeah, the team, as we are so small, it's really like a small family. We're really close by, and we also do activities outside of work together and enjoy doing it. Yeah, there's one, for example, is like sim racing. I enjoy racing virtually in simulators on the racetrack, and also 2 other developers are also enjoying it, and Flo and Gruni. And it's quite some fun on the free time to play and race a few races after work. It's really awesome, really fun. So yeah, a few people might find out that I'm also doing a few streams about that. But I don't. So I keep that. You will find it. So if you are interested, that's one thing. Yeah. I also enjoy photography. Still with old camera, still on film, not digital photography, analog photography with a medium format camera. So I really enjoy doing that. Yeah, working on a project since a few years already, and yeah, hopefully able to complete it this year. That's something at least a target I have. It's a book I've worked on a few years ago already, but yeah, already told a few people about the book, and it feels yeah, for myself a little problematic because I still have not finished it. I would say it's finished 95% already, but the last meters to finish it, it's very difficult to get it done, because yeah, getting a project done is difficult. It's still a difficult thing, regardless of what it is. Getting something done, it needs persistent to get it done towards the end. You need to keep on it, even with the last meters is the part that can be quite difficult to finish, but yeah, you need to finish it. You need to go forward, and then when it's finished, you will be happy. yeah, and that's something. Yeah, I still on that point to getting it done because yeah, it's difficult. I had a larger break to working on it, and then finding it back in. It's always difficult, and it's something to have it open still. Yeah, it's not the best thing. So I want to finish it. Yeah, that's something I enjoy.
Grunig said that if you want to do Highway a favor, ask him about the book every now and then. A bit of peer pressure might help during the final 5%.
That's true. That's the thing. If you don't have external pressure, so you don't have a fixed date where you need to finish it, then the stream game is frozen. Okay, now I can. If you don't have a certain pressure, do a date or something else, then you do it on your own pace, and then it takes time, and it takes time. You do not get it finished. And,
yeah. I have some product in my life as well in case of hobbies, and I have the same thing. So I got you. I understand what you think. I understand what you feel on the case. So yeah, that's pretty. Yeah. Okay. But what? In case of we talked about talking about outside of the company, what do you do with your free time? But what are you doing? What are your favorite thing? What is your favorite thing when you are in the office? What is your favorite thing that you are doing on the office outside of drinking coffee and doing nothing, of course?
Actually, I don't drink coffee.
Oh,
so
okay.
Nothing,
I didn't hit in the right spot.
Clean water without quiet water. I don't know if in English. Yeah, no sparkling water, just regular water. That's the thing I drink in the office, and some cookies right now in the office because Christmas is close by, and we have already some great self-made cookies from the friend from Gruni in the office. But I think
Gruni's cooking. Wait, Gruni's baking?
No,
damn it.
He's also baking, yeah, but these cakes are from a good friend from Gruni.
Oh, okay. I thought he's baking, damn it.
No, he's also enjoying baking it, but right now the cakes are not from him. The cookies are not from him.
Oh, okay. That would be fun.
What else I enjoy at the office? I think what is the most fun or great aspect is to work together with a team, to have discussions about certain things, especially when we're working on design topics. They can also be stressful because everyone in the team comes from a different background, have different opinions, and then we discuss a few things and try to find a point where we have agreement on. And but it's also that's the thing I enjoy, to have this personal interaction with the team, because if you work on the things just alone by all yourself, it's not the best aspect of it. At least have something that you can share into the team, whatever it is. If you program something, just show it in the team. If you make some new visuals, post the screenshots in the team and talk about it. That's something that drives the motivation, I think, for the whole team. If you work together on things and share what you do. So that's the aspect I'm enjoying.
And what do you love the most in developing the games? Like, what kind of aspect is the best for you? What do you love in Pyre Galaxy? Because we talk about Pyre Galaxy game. So what do you love in that the most?
It's difficult to narrow it down to one single thing. I can say that I had a larger break on not programming, because we had a dedicated programmer that did most of the programming work, and I enjoyed actually to continue on the Conquest system and finishing it up. So that was a break from my usual stuff at the company to program again. So it's hard to narrow it down to one single thing. It's actually something that depends on what you did before and what you do next. So it's like some variation. Yeah, like doing the planet. The planet took quite some time to get the visuals right, and tweaking here and there. It can also be not stressful, but a little bit frustrating that you take quite some time to adjust just a few minor things. But in the end, the outcome is the thing that makes up for it. So I cannot point it down to one single thing to say that's the thing I loved most about working on Pirate Galaxy.
Yeah. Grooney said that he will be baking some cookies for the company on December. Sure, but you will have to send at least the photos on the forums.
If you challenge him like that, I bet he will post something in his stream, profile stream.
Yeah, Dartank already said that it was Dartank's challenge for his picture. For his profile picture on the forums with the parrot.
And he did it. He even ordered a headband for it, especially just for the photo. So you see, he's committed.
Damn it! I wanna see the cookies then. Yeah. Okay, so we are almost done with the stream. Let's just check more questions. H Marco DOZHH. Damn it! Can you change your nickname? Is asking if we could more. He meant could add photos for clans. He meant maybe about logos for clans.
That's interesting. Actually, we in the beginning of Pirate Galaxy. Really on the beginning, I think even on the beta it was, we even planned to have logos on the ship as well, on the wings and or certain positions to place clan logos. We prepared the shaders for it, so everything was in place. But we scrapped it because it was quite complex to have something dynamically, because if you use pre-built logos, it would work. But if the clans would use their own logos and stuff like that, it would get complicated. So yeah, this idea got scrapped and didn't make it in the game. It's also not planned to put in.
Yeah, well, I saw on the clans tab that there is a place for it. So that could be the thing. Yeah.
Actually, the clan logo that you see everywhere, this icon, the clan icon, that was the placeholder to have the real image of the clan at that position. But I never made it.
Yeah, maybe 2 more questions, and we will begin to the end. That was that. Yeah, 2 more questions that are quite good to answer. So TC4 can be very hard planet to play and fun, or just like Kalon easy. So Randy is asking what kind of difficulty the Tau Ceti Part 4 planet is.
It will be pretty tricky, I can say that, because it's balanced on the items you can get on that planet. And then it certainly will be difficult, as you will require those items on the planet to manage it. It's actually the final strike against the Mantis, so you need to be prepared for that.
Yeah,
but it will not be impossible. So that's something we find a good balance between. So have a good challenge, but not too difficult or not impossible to beat it. So yeah, that's the thing. We try to find a good striking balance between these extremes.
Okay, and 2 more questions. One because I just discovered them on the chat. First one from Gian Locke, asking if RARs will have unique effects. I think the visual effects. So question especially for you. And different from the effects we have, and will be stronger than the strongest tech on the new planet. I guess he meant if it will be quite more strong than the blue ones.
The rare ones. Tau Ceti, the Tau Ceti rare items, they will similar to the rare ones of the other systems. So they are stronger, by a certain percentage. I don't have it exactly how much, but it's this at the same rate as the other rare items. Visually, they also will be similar to the other systems. So the blaster effect will be different, and the sound effect for it will be different, and the mesh of the weapons itself also will be different for the sniper and for the rocket launcher and for the blaster.
Yeah. Will it have the green glow effect as well?
I'm not sure it will be the green glow texture. I think it will get the red one, but that's not finalized yet. We will see.
Oh, that's completely different. Everywhere we had the green effect.
But yeah, I guess it will be different. I think it fits better the red one for that item. But we will see. It's not decided on what texture it will use. But the visuals are already ready for the blaster and the sound effects.
Okay. And the last question, I think. I hope there was no other questions. Yeah, there was no other questions. Oh yeah, one more question, sorry, but 2 questions, but the second one will be quite fast. First question is about the sole unused planets. I was talking about that in some Pirates Voice episode already, about Neptune's Blazers, PvP, squad battle, something like that, but it's quite, distant future topic. What are the plans for now for the unused sole planets? We got the Uranus, Neptune, and the Jupiter, as far as I remember. These are the 3 unused ones.
Yeah, actually the planets are there because we wanted to have a complete Sol system with all the planets we are used to in the Sol system, in the Sol galaxy. But we know that these planets are, I think, mostly gas giants, so they don't have any planet surface, but I could be mistaken.
No, they don't.
Therefore, they are no use. They're just there for completeness of the system. So if we would not have those planets, players will ask, where are they? That's our Sol system. Where are these planets?
Yeah.
So that's the reason why
are there any plans for making something special there?
No plans yet for that.
No plans yet. Okay. And the last question from Dartang, so our trailer creator. What do you think about players' creations on forum?
Yeah,
I guess the fun section stuff.
We really enjoy that, seeing that fan stuff. Also seeing that Eredin is doing a lot of renderings and try to replicate a few planets with his own interpretation and playing around with 3D modeling software. That's quite nice to see. Always enjoy that. And also we have some players that design ships with, I think that was the Spore unit generation tool. Yeah, that's something we enjoy, seeing that the players and fans are enjoying the game so much that they go a step further and creating their own creative elements into the game. There's some players that have written stories. We have a lot of cool stuff in the forums, and yeah, we look at it and we read it. And with the new forum, we can also put in like agreements, smileys, and stuff like that without actually posting. That helps us to indirectly send out a communication signal to the community that we are seeing it work and enjoying it without having so much time to replying actually. So that helps us as well. And yeah, we really like that. For example, we have another game, Dinostorm. We have recently one that did origamis out of paper and did the dinosaurs. And just so fun and looks really great.
Wow.
So
well, maybe someone is here that would like to do some ships from origami. I would like to see it as well.
Yeah, go for it. So it's interesting to see such things. It would be great to post them in the forums, and you can additionally share it certainly on your communication platforms you're using, Discord, other social networks you would like to use. But it will be great when it's been in the forum. So that's the central hub for Pirate Galaxy communication, and we will see it. Otherwise, we would not see it when it's just on Discord or other social networks.
Yeah, the windsurfer asking about meshes for the TCR mice. Damn it, that questions. Different mesh for mice. Okay, I guess we'll be on the ending line. Maybe you got some questions to me, Highway. Maybe you got some questions to me because I'm always for 2.5 an hour already. I'm only questioning you, but maybe you got questions
Yeah,
for
I
me.
think maximum of 20 minutes left. So yeah, I've some question I would be, but would me interested me as how you find out about Pirate Galaxy and how you yeah started to play and enjoyed keeping to it and then even creating a YouTube channel.
The first thing is that I found out about Pirate Galaxy like 11 years ago already, because I'm playing from 2010 on the Pirate Galaxy, and I found out it from the advertisement. Advertisement from the internet as well. Some of my friends from the other game that is already shut down, but was an 2D science fiction game as well, with the ships and stuff around that. Were promoting that game for me, so I said, why not? I give it a try, and I'm still here. About YouTube channel, I guess it was because I was really interested in doing videos. I mean, I was a rookie in 2013. I was a rookie who was creating videos for my clan True Warhammers, the old clan in Ascon server that I was an admiral with my Polish friends. It was completely Polish clan, and I was making the promotional videos maybe, or like pot parties videos for that clan on the old channel of this clan. And then I thought about why not to make my own separate channel then, when my clan just died that time. And I thought, why not? Sure, we can do it. I can do it. So I have started my channel from the how-to guide episodes about Behemoth Battle. You still can see that video on my channel. That is from 2013. And it starts with True Hammers Presents, because it's still from the times when I wanted to make how-to just for my clan members, but it became public videos. So yeah, that's how it started. Then when I came back to game after the big break, because I took a break for 4 years from 2014 to 2018, because you know that we had a little bit less updates at the time.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people left the game that time, unfortunately, and that was the time that I left as well, but I came back, and I thought about why not to come back with my channel. And I met some nice people from Deathwatch clan that made me promote my channel. As well, the Hecate, that is right now the moderator for the channel. I really appreciate that he helps me a lot with stuff. Like with very serious PvP series, or other things like, more how-to episodes. I get inspiration from him a lot. And the other clan members that I thank a lot, and as well the Neshorg that died last, it was like 2 months ago. We had a tribute, so rest in peace for him. Unfortunately, he died in case of injury. In case I don't remember what was the case. If Hecate should remember, he can write on the chat. But yeah, a lot of people that I had inspiration from. Bot Hecate, yeah, that is the thing as well. So yeah, there are a lot of inspirations, and that live stream is kind of the crown for the channel, because yeah, I was able to communicate with developer for the game, and that's something I always wanted to do, and I hope it will be in the history of the game for quite a years that the live stream has happened.
Yeah, actually, it has also grown on us to see that you are doing the private voice and then also the live streams for the updates. And yeah, through that we got connected to each other. And yeah, also through my other live streams, I felt okay. Probably my English is not so crazily rusty as it used to be, and I can probably do something like that. And yeah, who's the best host for that? It's Raven PL, because he has the experience to do already some live streams for Pirate Galaxy, and yeah, that's how it comes together. It's great to see how something can evolve. I was something I have still a question for. It's if you are part of Pirate Galaxy for such a long time, I think the Raven events will not be present in the game. So it feels that your name you have, the Raven, is something is not aligned from the game. So it's somehow
it's
a
not.
coincidence. It's not. That's great.
Of course, it's not. The thing is, I firstly thought I was very inspired by this name from the school times, because I was always wearing the black clothes, and I am a brunette as well, very dark ravenous brunette. I don't know how it's in Polish like krucze czarne. Yeah, dark. It's very, very, very dark. Even black color of the hair, as well with my clothes. So people just called me Raven in schools.
So yeah, it's great to stick to some name you have in the school days. Nice.
Yeah. How about your name then?
You mean Highway?
Yep.
Yeah, that's also something from the school days, actually. I don't know why I choose that name. It's I watched somehow. I think it's a pretty crappy movie. It's the one with Clint Eastwood, and I think it was called Major Highway or something like that. And I don't know why I used that name as my nickname. Probably because of the sound, because I enjoyed the sound of it. And that's how the name was used, and I still use it.
Okay.
It's also actually from the childhood days.
Yeah, that's nice and pretty original, I think. Yeah. So, any more questions? Anyone from the chat, or you, Highway? Maybe you got some? Any more?
Let's see. I had. Yeah, I have one more question. What are, as you are doing your YouTube channel, and we now have a live stream, something new with an interview with the developer. But if you have, do you have more plans for your YouTube channel? What things you have ideas to make in your channel?
For sure, I wanted to start the new series with comparison between PG and the other games, like similar games, science fiction games that mostly uses ships and flying around the planet and stuff as the major thing, like in example Battlestar Galactica Online, that I don't know if it's still on the game that we can play, because as I heard it was already closed, or Star Conflict or something like that. Many other games. For sure, Pirate's Voice, because this is the series that connects people each other with the feedback, and the feedback could be heard more. I saw a bit of updates that are at least partially took from this series, like the energy increasement update that I was talking about in one episode, and then suddenly it came up to the game. So yeah, for example this, how to episodes, I like to make guides. I know that I made some break from this because I didn't really had a motivation or topics to talk about there. But for sure you will be able to see the Conquest topic, so the Conquest sequel episode about all of this stuff about Conquest. More PvP videos, that is liked by many players, looking by the views and the subscriptions made after the PvP videos, and of course the live streams like this one, I hope people like such live streams and talking with me when I'm doing some PvPs or with my guests, like you right now. You are on the stream, and I hope this kind of streams like now could be more frequently made.
Yeah, at least we are looking forward to your live streams when we put out new content, especially when Tau Ceti is out, and from the player perspective, how you play it, how you interact with it, and see it for the first time, flying on it. Will be interesting to see the reactions and everything around it. And yeah, if the player enjoyed this format, we might do a few more interviews and with Q&A sessions, depending on certain updates. We will see.
I hope for that at least. If you want community that are on the chat, you can always say, yeah, we need more the live streams like that. Sure. You will be able to convince developers more for that. Yeah. So I think we will be ending. Yeah, Mark Stelnbridge is asking about daily login reward system. Yeah. We can talk. This can be the last question, maybe, because it was quite a hot topic between the PG players that Dino-Storm and Sleep Legends got the daily login reward system, but PG not. I guess it's some kind of learning why you don't really want the system.
I actually don't like it. That's the reason it's not added in PG. It's in the other games because it was tried out in these games. But yeah, I don't like that. Having such a thing in the game. I think the approach to have something like daily missions or something you can do as on a daily basis that get you something, it's probably the better approach as something just log in and then get some rewards. That's just, it's there to keep the players active, to log in each day. And we should need something instead that it's fun to play and that you want to do every day because it's fun and not just because you're wanting to grab some rewards. So
so daily thing like in Tau Ceti Part 4, maybe we will see something after the story. Some daily missions about killing some things. Okay, so I think we are done with the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
It was a question to me. I didn't know if
to everyone, community and you can answer.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I never did such an interview yet, so it's quite enjoyable to make it and asking your questions. It certainly takes some time. You see that we already did almost 3 hours stream straight, and and we also did a few hours preparing it because we need to try it out, new things. Like I'm actually streaming the game screen to Raven to his stream, so we can show it, but it's running on my machine, so pretty technical stuff we needed to figure out how it works. Also with the voice interaction, we had latency issues at first, but we tested a few tools and find one that works now with almost no latency, so we can actually talk with each other without interrupting the other one speaking, and that works also as well. So it takes some time. It will be a bit less time because we for the next streams, because we know how the things work now. But we will see when we find time for that and when it fits. So, but I enjoyed it. It was something new, something different. It's always fun.
We both learned a lot of things in that.
Yeah.
Even when I thought I knew a lot of things about live streaming, I already could even improve my streams. Thanks for that. So a lot of things happened around. Okay, so. Thank you everyone for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can only tell you that you can subscribe me, of course, because if this is the biggest motivation for me. If you subscribe me, I'm always watching the amount of subscribers, the likes. on the videos because they are motivating me to do especially these videos. If you make more likes on the other videos, then these videos with more likes will be more frequent. That's how it works. And thank you, and to the next one.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I hope everyone has enjoyed it, and ja, hoffe, es hat euch alle Spaß gemacht, den Stream zu schauen und mal ein bisschen Fragen stellen zu können. Ja, und jetzt Portugies. Ja, I'm rusty in Portuguese. Yeah, okay, I skipped that. Obrigado todos que I cannot speak. It's there. That's when I would not do streamings before in English. I would stutter like that as well. So yeah, I don't have the words for it. But yeah, obrigado. It's something I can say. Gracias for Spanish people.
Yeah, okay, for Polish ones. Dzięki wszystkim za przejście na streama. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobało i do następnego ogólnie, nie? Okay, so I guess we're done. So again, thank you for coming, basically, and I hope, yeah, the next streams will come in that shape. And I basically, if you want to be my guest on many more episodes of Pirate's Voice or streams, just tell me, so we will be able to do something nice. Yeah, okay, so thank you very much, everyone, and see you.
Bye bye.